girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea and happy new year. Happy 2021. We have made it over to the new year and I just cannot be more excited. You know, I'm not gonna spend too long on here, but 2020, I took it as a year of growth, learning, patience. 2020 had us sit down a little bit, taught us some things, and I feel like I'm able to enter 2021 just with a heart of gratefulness, a heart of humility, and one that really wants to pursue my purpose of being here. So I encourage you all to, you know, walk into 2021 without fear, without worry, and focus on the reason why you feel you are here. Focus on the reasons why you get up every day and let that be your motivation. Don't focus on, you know, the naysayers. Don't focus on all of the noise that's surrounding the world right now, but focus on why you're still here, because that is what I feel is most important. We made it to 2021 for a reason. Thank God we did. And so now let's put that energy into why we're here and let's have an amazing year. So you clicked on this video for a foundation review, and we are now reviewing the new Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. So we're going to do all the things. We're going to do a full day wear test. We are going to do some flash photography to see if there's any flashback, and of course I will share with you my final thoughts at the end of this video. But before we get into this video, I have to say thank you so much for clicking on my video today and taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Glam Girl Squad. I hope that you will consider joining the Glam Girl Squad by clicking that subscribe button. And if you are a returning subscriber, well, you guys are amazing. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you and all of your constant support to my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. Outfit of the day comes to you with another Time and True sweater from Walmart. This sweater I think retails for about $16. I love how like comfy and cozy it is. Love that the sleeves are nice and tailored. This is a size medium, and then it is a little oversized in the body. It does come down to about your bum. It comes to cover about your bum. I've actually washed this once or twice, and I feel like it still has really good room in it. And then my jeans are maternity jeans. They are from the 1822 brand. I love this brand. They're just really comfortable, stretchy jeans that come over the waist, so the band comes up nice and high and it doesn't fall down. And for maternity jeans, they are nice and reasonably priced. Okay, so let's get into the details of this foundation. So one of you guys asked if I was gonna review it, and I'm like, I didn't even know Shiseido came out with a new foundation. So here's the outer packaging of the foundation. We have a glass bottle, whereas the Synchro Self-Refreshing Foundation has a frosted bottle. I did get the same shade for $20 because that is what the shade finder recommendation was on the Shiseido website. It does retail for $47, and we get 1 fluid ounce of product or 30 milliliters of product. This is a medium to full buildable coverage formula that has an innovative light adjusting technology that addresses 3 major obstacles that impede radiance. Fine lines and wrinkles, uneven skin tone, and loss of hydration. It is infused with mandarin peel extract to help support the skin's radiance, and it's weightless on the skin. And of course, like I said before, it has an SPF of 30. It also claims to be water resistant, transfer resistant, crease resistant, smudge resistant, non-comedogenic, and dermatologist tested. All right, all of that in a tiny little bottle. In terms of the actual ingredients in the formula of this foundation, we do have some dimethicone in it. I also see a few forms of alcohol, but they are further down on the list, but there's no ingredient of perfume or fragrance, which is great. So let's do some swatch comparisons. This is going to be very similar in terms of opening to the Synchro Skin. So you just twist the top to open it up. This is what the foundation looks like on my hand. And I'll swatch it next to the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation to see if the shade is the same. Here's the Synchro Skin. This is the new Radiant Lifting Foundation. The Radiant Lifting looks definitely more warm than the Synchro skin. Let's see what it looks like on the face. So here is going to be the Radiant Lifting Foundation, Self-Refreshing Foundation. So yeah, the Radiant Lifting Foundation right here definitely is looking more warm on the skin than the Self-Refreshing Foundation. Both of these are shade 420, but it's looking like the Radiant Lifting is pulling more warm. In terms of the description for both of the foundation shades, they both are reading golden tone for tan skin. So I think it is very interesting that they are different in color, even though they're the same shade. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the foundation on the face. I did already go ahead and prime my face with the Gucci primer, and I put that pretty much just along my T-zone of the face. Not here in the perimeter. One more pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going in with my Shiseido Takumi T11 brush. Take what's on my hand and blend this into the skin. So this is what the Radiant Lifting Foundation looks like on this side of the face compared to no foundation on this side. So this is what the foundation looks like all over the face. And I think it looks really, really nice. This definitely has that radiant, very luminous type of look to the skin. It did say that if you wanted to apply this more naturally, to use your fingers for a more just natural flush of color on the face, or you could go in with one of their brushes. I don't like to use my fingers if I don't have to, so I'm gonna go with a brush, which is what I did. But I really like how this spread onto the skin. It definitely blended really nicely into the skin. I think what we have on right now is a nice, I would say, nice light to medium type of coverage. I used about 2 pumps of the foundation and was able to cover the entire face. I'm gonna leave it here because I want to wear it the way I normally would wear it. This is how I would wear it if I were wearing it just normally in and of its own. So I'm gonna leave it here for the duration of the video. So let's go see if we have some flashback. Okay, so we do see a little bit of flashback. So I don't know if this would be the best foundation to wear when you're taking any type of flash photography, but it obviously would be good to wear during the daytime or in environments where you're not going to be having that type of photography done. But I am really liking how everything is looking on the face. I definitely would suggest, if you are around my shade, around my complexion, maybe go a shade down. And I'm not really sure what that shade would be because I only have one other foundation, and 420, I really like this particular shade against my skin in the Synchro Self-Refreshing Foundation. I'm not sure what would be a better shade match because I was looking at the undertones of the 2 shades above 420. 410 has a rose undertone for tan skin, and then 360 has a slight olive tone for medium to tan skin. Once again, I've never tried those shades, so I can't comfortably say yes, it will work well, but this does pull, a little more warm, but I think we can make it work, balancing it out with concealer and things like that. But outside of the shade, I really like how this is sitting on the face and just like how radiant and luminous it looks. So I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and share with you all my thoughts as to how it's looking. So stay tuned. So all of the makeup is on my face. On my eyes, I am wearing the Decadence palette from Pat McGrath. I did do a review on this palette yesterday, so I will go ahead and link it in the cards if you would like to go and watch it. For my cheeks, I used the Wayne Goss Blush Duo in the shade Poppy. So I have this light pink shade right here, and then on the apples of my cheeks, I have the highlighter shade right along here. For my highlight, I went in with the Lancome highlighter in the shade Shimmering Buff, and I applied it right along here, and right here, and just right there. And then on my lips, I have 2 lip products. I outlined my lips with the Chantecaille Le Matte Stylo in Lobelia, and then my lipstick shade is Elson from Pat McGrath. So I did not set my face with powder, outside of my T-zone where I put concealer, but I didn't set the rest of my face with powder. I also didn't use any setting spray because I wanted to just see how the foundation wore in and of its own. And it's been about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours since I first applied this foundation, and so far we're looking pretty good. I would say my only kind of qualm with the foundation would be the shade, but I feel like we were able to balance things out and make it work with concealer. But so far, especially for it being as luminous and dewy as it was when I first applied it onto the face, I think it has settled really nicely into the skin. There is no creasing right here on my smile line, and remember, this foundation is supposed to be creaseless. So far, so good. I am gonna come in a little closer so you all can see what it looks like on the face. So this is what everything is looking like on the face. And I'm sorry I didn't do this before putting on the rest of my makeup, but nevertheless, we're here. And I do think it has settled really nicely into the skin. So I am very interested to see how this is gonna wear for the rest of the day, especially, you know, with all of the claims of it being creaseless, transfer proof, water resistant, and all of the resistances that come with it. I'm very interested to see how this is going to look at the end of the day. But so far, it's not too shabby. All right, so stay tuned for the end of the day check-in and I will share with you my final thoughts. All right, guys, we are back. It is the end of the day. I've had this foundation on now for over 8 hours, and I think the foundation has held up pretty okay, actually. So this is a radiant type of foundation, and when we first applied it, it looked very dewy on the skin, very luminous on the skin, and I thought at the end of the day I was gonna look quite luminous, and I really don't. I actually don't really have that much dewiness around my nose, and that's typically where I do start to see my oils breaking through. I think this held up pretty decently throughout the day. And yeah, so I'm gonna come in a little closer so you all can see what things are looking like. This is what we look like up close and personal. And so I think the foundation has held up pretty okay, actually, for wearing it for about 8 or so hours. And also for it being more of like a dewier type of foundation, at least initially when putting it on. I feel like after applying like my under eye and T-zone powders, this foundation took on more of like a natural finish instead of like a dewier finish. And I definitely would recommend some type of powder unless you have like extremely like parched skin. Based on how it looked when I first applied it, I would not have just like put the foundation on and, you know, went about my day. I felt like I needed some type of powder to kind of like seal everything in. I'm not impressed by this foundation, but it's not a bad foundation either. In terms of just preference, I definitely like the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation much more than I'm liking this Radiant Lifting Foundation. It's something, I know the color definitely is like a qualm for me with the Radiant Lifting Foundation. Even when I was editing my Mothership 4 palette, and I was just like, oh, I don't like the way this color looks on camera, especially like before all of my makeup is complete. It's like, I don't know, it's just this weird look that the foundation has that I don't like in like photography and things like that. And yeah, I mean, it's not a bad foundation. It looks, you know, pretty okay, but I can already tell that like I would not reach for this again. I was talking to some ladies on Marco Polo, and like I definitely felt like I was looking at flashback almost, like in my T-zone. Like my T-zone looked like really light, and then like the perimeter of my face looked really dark. I just didn't like it. So with this foundation, it's definitely not going to be a hit for me. I do see this foundation working for other people. So if you do have drier skin, I think this type of foundation would be a really good one for you, because it is such a like really natural, luminous type of foundation that I think if you had really dry skin, you would enjoy the hydration and the dewiness that it would leave on your skin. I think if you have more oily skin, maybe even combination, depending on your preferences and how you like for your foundation to look, this might not be your go-to. I think if you have combination oily, you might like it, because I really don't see a lot of like oils breaking through at all, to be honest. So I think it held up really good in that aspect. I'll just, you know, blot a little bit around the nose. And I feel like in terms of oil production and like dewiness of the face, this actually held up, you know, pretty nicely. And I think if you have oily skin, it may not be one that you would reach for, just because if you already produce oils and you know, it's already kind of starting off a little bit more dewy, it just may not be your cup of tea unless you do like that dewier look. So that is that. I feel so bad because I love foundations and I love like finding new great foundations. But in terms of, you know, the two that I have and what I would recommend, the Synchro Skin Self Refreshing, oh my gosh, this foundation is just so good. But yes, guys, that is it. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you think the foundation looks and how you feel it held up after a full day's worth of wear. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.